absolute ease. They sweating and hustling while I am perfectly smooth. The street light shining on the heavy physical groove. I am holding the leather sphere like a globe in my palm, dropping the heavy buckets while remaining completely calm. The spectators watching from the chain link fence. The atmosphere is thick and the pressure is incredibly dense, but I am floating to the rim like a ghost in the night, catching the heavy pass directly under the yellow light. I'm rocking the premium silk just to break a quick sweat, making the heavy wages and collecting the winning bet. Listen to the mouse, tell me can't you see? This concrete chord is reflecting my degree, and I just love your flashy play, ruling the asphalt through the evening haze. Listen to the mouse, tell me can't you see? This concrete chord is reflecting my degree, and I just love your flashy play, ruling the asphalt through the evening haze. Squeaking loud on the painted dusty floor. Every single crossover is a violent act of war. You reaching for the steel, but you completely grabbing the air. I'm hitting the fadeaway without a solitary care. The baseline is mine. The painted area is strictly my zone. Sitting on the glass backboard like it is my personal throne. They trying to double team, but I'm passing the heavy down, perfectly orchestrating the rhythm and the physical time. The yellow streetlights casting the long shadows on the ground. The undisputed king of the absolute heaviest sound. The ice cold champagne waiting strictly by the bench, extinguishing the thirst that the heavy defenders cannot quench. You breathing incredibly heavy, completely out of the gas, while I'm throwing the spectacular behind the back pass. Listen to the mouth, tell me can't you see? This concrete chord is reflecting my degree, and I just love your flashy blade, ruling the asphalt through the evening haze. Listen to the mouth, tell me can't you see? This concrete chord is reflecting my degree, and I just love your flashy blade, ruling the asphalt through the evening haze. The rhythm of the dribble is exactly like a heavy heartbeat. The absolute champion of this legendary Brooklyn street. The bets are getting higher while the night gets incredibly dark. We leaving a permanent legacy right on the public park. The analog scoreboard is strictly keeping my massive lab, providing the visual proof of exactly what I succeed. You thought it was a game, but it is a heavy lesson in style, making the entire neighborhood completely incredibly smile. The moss flying strictly around the glowing yellow bulb, while I am completely dissolving your defensive little club. I take the heavy jump shot and hold the physical pose, the absolute perfection that everybody in the project knows. The swish of the chain is the sweetest musical note, the heaviest lyrical poetry that I ever physically wrote. Listen to the mouth, tell me can't you see? This concrete chord is reflecting my degree, and I just love your flashy play, ruling the asphalt through the evening haze. Listen to the mouth, tell me can't you see? This concrete chord is reflecting my degree, and I just love your flashy play, ruling the asphalt through the evening haze. Trying to call the foul, but the street does not have a ref, leaving the entire opposing team completely physically deaf. We playing until the morning, completely ignoring the clock. The absolute heavy diamond is strictly running the block. The leather and the asphalt, the ultimate combination, delivering the heavy basketball. Absolute domination, the final possession. The game is strictly on the line. I'm taking the heavy rock because the victory is permanently mine. The crossover is vicious, leaving the defender in the dirt, proving my absolute maximum, undeniable physical worth. The ball leaves the fingertips floating right through the dark air. The crowd holding their breath with the ultimate heavy stare. Nothing but the bottom of the chain, the absolute heavy splash. We taking the heavy respect and collecting the physical cash. Listen to the tell me can't you see? This undisputed champion, completely learning how to physically prepare. The heavy canvas bag strictly resting right on the young shoulder, getting absolutely wiser and significantly physically older. This paper route is a massive metaphor for the absolute grind, leaving the sleeping competitors completely permanently behind. I am rolling up the headlines and snapping the rubber band, the very first heavy steps to controlling this metropolitan land. You sleeping in the warm sheets, completely dreaming about the wealth, while I am strictly building up my absolute physical financial health. The black ink stain in my hands, exactly like the heavy street dirt. Putting in the absolute maximum, undeniable physical work.
Tell me, can't you see?
This early morning hustle is reflecting my degree, and I'm
Just love your flashy news.
riding through the neighborhood and paying physical dues.
Listen to the ring, tell me, can't you see?
This early morning hustle is reflecting my degree, and I'm
Just love your flashy news.
riding through the neighborhood and paying physical. The bicycle chain clicking strictly in the absolute pitch dark, riding past the sleeping dogs in the empty neighborhood park. I got the perfect physical aim, tossing the paper on the porch, carrying the absolute heavy metropolitan physical torch, hitting every single target with the maximum absolute precision, making the very first heavy independent financial decision. You waiting for the opportunity to completely knock on your door, while I'm aggressively out here strictly demanding absolute more. The cold wind biting right through the cheap physical jacket, but I am mathematically calculating the absolute highest bracket. Every single newspaper thrown is a heavy brick in the wall, guaranteeing that my physical empire will absolutely never fall.
Listen to the ring, tell me, can't you see?
This early morning hustle is reflecting my degree, and
Just love your flashy news.
riding through the neighborhood and paying physical dues.
Listen to the ring, tell me, can't you see?
This early morning hustle is reflecting my degree, and
Just love your flashy news.
riding through the neighborhood and paying physical dues. The neighborhood is completely silent, just a milkman on the block. I am strictly racing against the heavy ticking analog clock, knowing every single crack directly in the project pavement, escaping from the heavy future of the physical enslavement. I see the absolute raw city before the heavy makeup is applied, building a massive foundation for the ultimate Brooklyn pride. You reading the heavy headlines exactly when the sun comes up. I already drink the bitter struggle from the heavy physical cup, delivering the absolute truth completely straight to your front mat. You original street hustler, strictly tell me where you physically at. The smoke spinning fast, reflecting the yellow street lamp glow. The absolute earliest hustler that you will ever physically know.
Listen to the ring, tell me, can't you see?
This early morning hustle is reflecting my degree, and I'm
Just love your flashy news.
riding through the neighborhood and paying physical dues.
Listen to the ring, tell me, can't you see?
This early morning hustle is reflecting my degree, and I'm
Just love your flashy news.
riding through the neighborhood and paying physical dues. Then comes the heavy collection day, strictly knocking on the wood, gathering the small change directly from yellow taxi directly into the flashing light. The absolute metropolitan center of the dangerous physical night. The massive neon signs, strictly blinding the weak, jealous eyes. A beautiful heavy illusion, completely covering the underground lines. This raw concrete intersection is a massive metaphor for the game. Everybody rushing, completely desperately searching for the fake fame. The peep show marquees and the heavy smoke strictly in the air. The undisputed champion walking through without a physical care. You getting completely lost in the heavy bright neon distraction, while I am strictly mathematically calculating the heavy fraction. The tour is completely frozen by the heavy electrical glow, while I am smoothly navigating exactly where I physically go. Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see? These heavy neon lights are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy ways.
Walking through the center of the metropolitan maze. Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see? These heavy neon lights are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy ways.
Walking through the center of the metropolitan maze. The three-car money hustler strictly working the cardboard box. The absolute raw predator strictly controlling the physical blocks. You betting your heavy paper, completely chasing the red queen card. But the absolute street geometry is completely incredibly hard. I am wearing the silk suit, perfectly matching the dark heavy mood, completely ignoring the aggressive metropolitan physical attitude. The reflections of the red lights bouncing off the heavy gold chain. Walking completely dry directly through the heavy physical rain. A rundown theater showing the absolute dirtiest midnight movies. The undercover players strictly wearing the heavy premium suede booties. I am taking the absolute chaos and completely making it mine. Walking a perfectly straight path directly on a boundary line.
Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see?
These heavy neon lights
All reflecting my degree. And I just love your flashy ways.
walking through the center of the metropolitan maze.
Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see?
These heavy neon lights
All reflecting my degree. And I just love your flashy ways.
walking through the center of the metropolitan maze. Steam completely hissing directly out of the heavy iron grate, adding a heavy fog to the absolute physical metropolitan fate. The siren scream is strictly in the heavy background noise separating the absolute heavy men from the terrified local boys. You looking up at the billboards, completely breaking your physical neck, while I am strictly protecting the heavy absolute physical check. The flashing bulbs popping, lighting up the dirty concrete street. The heaviest lyrical stepper strictly bringing the absolute heat. We dominating the absolute center of the dangerous physical world, watching the heavy metropolitan mysteries completely entirely unfurl. The shadows and the players completely blending into the dark. The absolute rawest environment completely outside the central park.
Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see?
These heavy neon lights
I reflect in my degree. I just love your flashy ways.
walking through the center of the metropolitan maze.
Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see?
These heavy neon lights
I reflect in my degree. I just love your flashy ways.
walking through the center of the metropolitan maze. The giant billboard signs completely bathed in the black and the red, ensuring that the entire physical empire is strictly heavily fed. The absolute epicenter of the heavy continuous physical hustle, where you absolutely have to prove your heavy intellectual muscle. I am looking at the absolute chaos with the coldest physical stare. The absolute undisturbed king of the entire physical flash and square. They trying to sell you the heavy illusions and the artificial dreams, but I am strictly dismantling their entire physical metropolitan schemes. You getting absolutely robbed, completely blind in the bright white light, while I am strictly securing the heavy paper in the middle of the night. The absolute undeniable core of the old school physical grind. The undisputed heavyweight, strictly standing the heavy test of time.
Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see?
These heavy neon lights
I reflect in my degree. And I just love your flashy ways.
walking through the center of the metropolitan maze.
Listen to the city. Tell me, can't you see?
These heavy neon lights
I reflect in my degree. I just love your flashy ways.
walking through the center of the metropolitan maze. The garbage, the garbage blowing. Yeah. The garbage blowing strictly across the heavy avenue asphalt. If you lose your heavy focus, it is absolutely your own physical fault. The neon is completely buzzing with the heavy electrical hum. Beating the physical rhythm exactly like a heavy snare drum. We walking directly through the absolute belly of the physical beast. Up the
physical beast.
Step off. Step off the bright avenue for a second. Follow me into the dark brick hallway. You smell that heavy aerosol in the air? This is the absolute real newspaper of the streets, the concrete history book. You gotta know exactly how to read the heavy graffiti. Shake the aluminum can, listen to the metal ball click. Brooklyn, Big Papa style. Stepping directly into the shadows, away from the heavy street light. Navigating the absolute secrets of the dangerous physical night. The brick walls completely covered in a heavy colorful paint, exposing the absolute sinners and protecting the neighborhood saint. This secret alleyway is a massive metaphor for the underground mind, the hidden metropolitan pathways that the tourists absolutely never find. I shake the heavy aluminum can and hear the physical rattle, preparing for the absolute ultimate metropolitan psychological battle. The graffiti is the heavy language that only the real soldiers speak, providing the absolute maximum strength to the physically weak. You walking on the main boulevard, completely blind to the fact, while I am reading the painted walls and preparing exactly how to act. Listen to this.
Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bags.
Listen to this. Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bag. Red paint completely dripping strictly like the physical blood, exposing the fake empires, absolutely dragging them through the mud. I see a jealous competitor got his heavy name crossed completely out, proving to the entire borough exactly what the street is about. The aerosol hissing exactly like a dangerous heavy snake, calculating the absolute moves that the local hustlers are about to make. We spraying the heavy masterpiece strictly under the cover of dark, leaving a permanent physical legacy directly next to the park. You're trying to erase the history with the heavy chemical wash, but the absolute truth of the block is completely incredibly posh. The mural is completely massive, stretching down the entire block, strictly ignoring the heavy ticking of the metropolitan clock.
Listen to the hits. Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bags.
Listen to the hits. Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bags. Puddles in the alley reflecting the heavy pale moon. The undercover operators completely singing a different tune. I am stepping over the broken glass, strictly in the premium suede, knowing exactly how the heavy metropolitan paper is actually made. The secrets of the city are written strictly in the wild style fine. I absolutely take exactly what I physically undeniably want. You completely lost in the maze, taking the heavy wrong turn while I'm watching the fake reputations completely absolutely burn. The heavy iron fire escape completely cast in the dark shadow, operating smoothly directly in the absolute dangerous ghetto. The spray paint is the heavy weapon of the intellectual mind, leaving the ignorant competition completely physically behind.
Listen to the hits. Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bags.
Listen to the hits. Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bags. The heavy fumes filling the lungs, strictly providing the high. The undisputed heavyweight champion reaching the absolute sky. We tagging the heavy rooftops and the dangerous train yards, playing the absolute winning hand with the heavy physical cars. The city strictly tries to paint completely over the heavy truth, but we absolutely educating the entire metropolitan youth. You cannot silence the concrete when the brick decides to speak. We turning the heavy volume completely up to the physical peak. I am reading the absolute warnings painted strictly on the side door, ensuring that I absolutely settle the heavy physical score. The alleyway is my sanctuary, completely away from the noise, separating the absolute heavy legends from the sweating local boys.
Listen to the hits. Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bag.
Listen to the hits. Tell me, can't you see?
These painted brick walls are reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy tag.
Carrying the aerosol, strictly in the heavy bags. I button up the silk shirt, strictly step out. to wake up.
Watch the ink completely dry.
Stepping in the diner when the sky is completely gray. Mathematically calculating the entire physical data. Bell on the glass door, completely ringing right behind me. Sitting in the back booth where the enemies cannot find me. Pouring the black liquid strictly into the heavy ceramic. Avoiding the neighborhood stress and the metropolitan panic. I flip the front page of the heavy morning paper. Reading the absolute details of the midnight caper. The black ink stain in my fingers like the heavy streets. So putting the heavy pressure completely on the physical foot. We eating the competition. summer water is reflecting my degree.
And I just love your flashy ways.
Cooling down the block of the melting summer. So the fire hydrant is a massive metaphor for the wealth. Pouring the heavy resources completely back into the physical health. You hoarding all the paper, strictly keeping the neighborhood dry. While I am blasting the heavy water directly up into the sky. The little girls jumping rope completely barefoot on the street, laughing at the heavy pressure of the
Rich nights, street scars, fine art, old bars.